We are getting closer and closer, ladies and gentlemen. 2 days away until the Miami Dolphins take on the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium. It is Fins Up Friday, okay? I didn't mean to say it with a burp, but Fins Up Friday here on the Big Fight Fuel channel as we prepare, or I prepare you guys for the Miami Dolphins going up to MetLife Stadium in the cold temperature to take on the New York Jets. Joseph Conlon here on the Big Fight Fuel channel, and the whole talk this week has been about the quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. Is he the franchise guy or not? His poor performances in the last couple weeks, as well as the cold weather. So, going into this week, we're gonna start off the preview differently, and going into this week in the cold weather, it's gonna be below 40 degrees Sunday at MetLife Stadium. I mean, it's all about the mindset, right, Tua?
Well, the first things first is it's going to be code. You kind of have that on the top of your mind, and then outside of that, it's a mentality, it's a mindset. This is what we get paid to do, to play football, regardless. It's raining, it's snowing, it's sleeting, it's hot, it's cold. Regardless, we got to go out there and play and do our jobs.
And yeah, so he says regardless of what the temperature is, rain, snow, sleet, hail, hot, cold, uh, you got to go out there and play football. And you realize how he doesn't talk about quality of play. He says we just got to go out there and play football. No, you got to go out there and you got to play good football. And that's what we need from our $212 million quarterback right now is we need him to go out there and play good football. And he's right now, and I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this last night. He's bottom. He's near bottom five quarterback of the NFL right now. He is damn near bottom five quarterbacks in the NFL. I went through all the teams last night just thinking about it to myself. I'm like, okay, what team, what quarterback would if I had a team, what quarterback would I rather have rather than Tua Tagovailoa? And I only came up with six teams, ladies and gentlemen. I came up with the Steelers, with Aaron Rodgers, the Browns with Shador Sanders, just because we don't really know what Shador is, and that's a very big question mark. The Raiders, Geno Smith. I mean, the Geno Smith and Tua are basically the same quarterback this year, and the Jets is another one. I'd rather have Tua than Tyrod Taylor, and then you get to the NFC. I'd go with Tua over Kirk Cousins, and then I would go with Tua over the combination of Tyler Shuck and Spencer Rattlers. But that's only six teams out of 32 teams in the NFL. And Tua is playing that bad this year. And we're now going into his worst month of the entire calendar year. We're going into December. And December is not good for Tua. Tua doesn't play good in December. And he talks about the mindset of playing in the cold. And you know what he doesn't have? He doesn't have mental toughness. He's not tough. He has no skill. He can't run. He can't escape the pocket. And we'll talk more about this in the game. But it's just, we're limited. And I'm curious to see how it's going to look in the first cold weather game of the season for the Miami Dolphins. So we're here tonight to break down the Dolphins going up to North Jersey to take on the New York Jets. I will be there. Like I've said a bunch of times since I believe the Bills game, I've said it. I will be up at MetLife Stadium on Sunday for when the Dolphins take on the Jets. And I know there's going to be a lot of Dolphins fans there because of the humongous MetLife takeover hosted by Dolph Fans NYC. I will not be going, unfortunately. I just don't have the money for the tailgate. $100 is a lot for two people. Um, I just know a lot of Dolphins content creators are going to be there. I listened to the the AFC East roundtable. I know TD Finn's talk is going to be there. Richie from Jets Media is another one. So shout out to all those great content creators in the first place, and they're all going to be at this game on Sunday when the Dolphins do take on the Jets. So I'm expecting a big house for this game. I'm expecting a lot of people to be there. Even though you look at the stadium last week when the Jets took on the Atlanta Falcons, and it nearly looked like the stadium was half empty. It felt like it was half full and half empty at MetLife Stadium last week when the Jets took on the Atlanta Falcons. But I'm excited to get my ass down there, man. I'm excited to get down there. Um, I'm excited to get my girl Alyssa. Shout out to her. I'm excited to get her out to her first ever NFL football game on Sunday. And I've told her a bunch of times I only need 54 people to be warm in that stadium. Her, because she's going to be cold during the game, and then the 53 men on the Miami Dolphins, because historically, this Dolphins team, we do not play good in the cold weather. The past 3 years has shown it. And there's a stat that I was listening to this week, and I'm pretty sure this is accurate. I'm going to look it up just to make sure. Dolphins won under 40-degree weather. So check this out. I listened to a podcast, Dolphins podcast this week, and this is absolutely correct. The last time the Miami Dolphins won a game in weather under 40 degrees was on Christmas Eve in 2016. Let me say that again. The last time the Miami Dolphins won a game in weather under 40 degrees was on Christmas Eve in 2016. Yeah, that streak has got to be broken on Sunday. That streak has got to we've got to snap that. We got to beat the Jets on Sunday. Because now you got to win out the rest of the season. You're sitting here at 5-7, and you have national media people like Dan Orlovsky saying that the Dolphins are a dangerous team, which I really don't know if I'm so certain about that, but take a listen to this, man. This will shock you. Dan Orlovsky on ESPN's First Take said that fans need to stop sleeping on the Dolphins.
Stop sleeping on the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, boy.
The Miami Dolphins are going to get to 8-7. The Miami Dolphins play the Bucks week 17, and then the New England Patriots week 18. This has become one of the best run games in football, and it's because of Devon Achane. The thing that we said about Miami for years is when the weather turns, they're not good enough. That's different. They've completely changed their offensive identity. That guy's become one of, if not the most explosive running back in football. Just so everybody at home understands, Tua's playing not good enough. He's going to have to play better. I love their linebacker crew, but this is what I want to talk about with their offense. Achane right now in the last 3 games, in their 3-game win streak, 428 yards, 6.6 a carry, 21 first downs, 14 explosive runs. Those are runs over 10 yards. That team's dangerous right now. Don't forget about them.
Wow. So the Dolphins are being labeled as a dangerous team. Who would have thought that after they lost to the Ravens to go 2-7, and all of us were like, the season's a dump. I mean, it was a dump before, but now the season's actually a dump because they gave us a little bit of hopium against the Falcons, and they turned around 4 days later and laid an egg 28-6 to the Baltimore Ravens. They fired their general manager on Halloween. It is October 31st, and we're already looking forward to next season. And then they come out and they dominate the Bills, and then they have nail biters against the Commanders and the Saints, but they've won 3 in a row. So this team is kind of on a roll. So shout out to the Dolphins for not putting their head down when they got to 2-7, and the fan base was looking towards next year already. This team wasn't. This team still had the focus on this season, the present. And shout out to the Dolphins for putting their foot down and getting to work, because you're on a 3-game winning streak now. You're at 5-7, which is not good enough with these teams in the AFC. 5-7 is not good enough, but they've gotten themselves back into the conversation. And Mike McDaniel has these guys playing hard for him, and the guys are rallying with each other. And you're seeing the rookies show out. Zeke Bigger's making plays. Jordan Phillips is making plays. Ollie Gordon's getting his time. You haven't heard anything about Jonas Savanea, which is a good thing. So the Dolphins are on a roll right here. And now they're gonna go into MetLife, and they're gonna try to make it 4 in a row. And it's not the Jets that I'm worried about. It's the weather. So let's go ahead and let's dive into this preview. We're gonna go to the injury report first. Let me find it. Okay, here we go. So we'll start with the Jets first because they have more injuries. The Jets have 3 players out this week. They have cornerback Jarvis Brownlee, who's out. Justin Fields with a knee injury. He is out. So if Tyrod Taylor gets hurt, Brady Cook is going to be the Jets' backup quarterback this week. And then linebacker Marcelino McCray Ball, I think I said that right. He's going to be out this week. And then linebacker Cam Jones is doubtful. And then safety Tony Adams and corner Quantez Stiggers. They're both questionable. Tony Adams didn't practice Wednesday, didn't practice Thursday, but was a full participant on Friday, so he's probably going to play in this game. Then you look at the Dolphins. You got 3 players that are questionable. Ifatu Melifanu is questionable with a thumb and groins. Elijah Campbell is questionable with an ankle, and then this one worries me, and I'm not necessarily sure if it's going to come back to bite them this week, but it certainly could come back and bite them in the coming weeks. Center Aaron Brewer is questionable for this game with an ankle, neck, and knee injury. He was full, and then he was limited the last 2 days. And that worries me, because this is what Teron Armstead was dealing with. Teron Armstead was dealing with all these injuries during the week, and he would be questionable, and then he would get banged up in the middle of the game, and then he can't play, and then he doesn't play the next week. I don't want that same thing to happen with Aaron Brewer. So the fact that we see Brew on the injury report with 3 different injuries, it's a little concerning. It's a little concerning in my opinion. But that is what we got for the injury report. And then it's getting late in the year, so we might as well do this too. The weather report. Okay? As the Dolphins go on the road and they play in these cold weather games, the weather is going to be very important. So Sunday, you're looking at cloudy and a high of 40 degrees over at MetLife Stadium. So it's going to be a cloudy day, and it's going to be 40 degrees. I don't know if there's going to be much winds or not, but I'm on the weather app now, And in a daily summary, it says Sunday's low will be 30 degrees between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m., which is where the time I'll be waking up for the game. And the high will be 40 degrees between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. The temperature range will feel like 28 to 37 degrees. Wind will make it feel cooler than the actual temperature. Awesome. So if it's completely windy, that might take out the passing game because Tua Tagovailoa, he just doesn't have a strong arm. And you think he's going to be throwing the football deep in the wind? Absolutely not. So let's dive into this thing. Let's dive into this game. So first, we'll go to the Dolphins offense against the Jets defense because the offense is very concerning right now. And it's not because of the offensive line. It's not because of the weapons. It's because of the quarterback. I am very worried about Tua Tagovailoa. I'm really worried about him playing in this game because, yes, the Dolphins are a run-first offense now. They are a run team first. The last couple weeks, they've been running the ball when Devon Achane gets more than 20 carries, the Dolphins win games. The Dolphins just straight up win games. So, what if the Jets have that mindset of, hey, we're going to stack the box with 7 and 8 guys, and they're like, we want Tua Tagovailoa to beat us. And Tua is not capable of doing that. I'm really worried about the possibility of the Jets doing that. I'm worried about that possibility. And teams could pick up on that because clearly the Saints game plan last week was, okay, we're going to take away Waddle. And all these people last week were like, where's Jalen Waddle? Where's Jalen Waddle? Why isn't Tua getting Jalen Waddle the football? It's because at all times the Saints had they were double teaming Jalen Waddle with the corner and then the safety up top. That interception, that safety was sitting back there, and Tua threw an absolute duck to Jalen Waddle, which the safety was able to easily pick off. So that's what the Saints did. The Saints took out Jalen Waddle and was like, okay, we're going to take out your best receiver. We want you to beat us in the run game. And the Dolphins were able to do that. For what they did on offense, 19 points, not great. But Devon Achane had well over 100 yards. So we will see what the Jets do this week, what the Jets defense does. And a defense where, they traded away Sauce. They traded away Quinnen Williams. You get concerned a little bit if you're a Jets fan. But this defense hasn't been playing that bad overall. And they got some talent over on the defense. They got some 2 really good pass rushers, Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald. And they got a solid defensive line overall. So, we'll see, man. But let's go over the stats, and then we'll get into 3 keys for the Dolphins offense. So, the Dolphins offense versus the Jets defense. The Dolphins offense is ranked 25th with 300 yards per game. The Jets defense is ranked 17th with 327 yards per game. The Dolphins offense is ranked 28th when it comes to the passing game, 197.5 yards per game through the air. Oof, that's not good for a quarterback getting paid $212 million. Not good. The Jets' passing defense is ranked 8th, 208 yards per game allowed in the air. And then the Dolphins' rushing offense is ranked 17th, right in the middle of the pack in the NFL. 117 rushing yards per game, while the Jets' rushing defense is ranked 25th, 131 yards per game allowed on the ground. So, 3 keys. Dolphins offense. Number 1, run the damn ball. It is going to be really cold outside. And it's going to be 38 degrees. This is a team that's not used to it's not used to playing in the cold. And you do not want to put this game in the hands of Tua Tagovailoa. You don't. You don't trust him. I don't trust him. At this point, I do not trust Tua Tagovailoa. So this game, this offense is going to be ran by Devon Achane. Devon Achane needs to be the focal point of this offense. Get Ollie Gordon in there a couple runs. Get Jalen Wright in there. Jalen Wright averaged the 5th highest speed last week when running the football. So this needs to be a focal point. And listen, if the Jets, if they want to stack the box and try to stop the run, stick with it. Keep going. Keep on moving the offensive line. It's been good in the running game. Keep going with it until it absolutely doesn't work. Don't do what you did against the Carolina Panthers and go away from the running game when you have the lead. Okay? Number 1, you need to run the ball. Number 2, Tua Tagovailoa needs to play better. I don't want Tua Tagovailoa to win this game for the Dolphins. Okay? But when he needs to make the throws, he better make the throws. Like last week, if he throws the football a little bit in front of Devon Achane, that's a touchdown. And we go up 17-0. 3rd and 1, Julian Hill is wide open. If we throw it in front of Julian Hill, instead of him throwing it behind Julian Hill, 1st down. Drive continues. And he's supposed to be the most accurate quarterback in the league. We need him to make accurate passes when we need them. So, number 2, I mean, I know we've beaten the Commanders and we've beaten the Saints with him having bad games, but we just need a better overall version of Tua Tagovailoa to win this game on Sunday. I don't care that the Jets are 3-9. And then the last thing, consistent protection. What did I say on Tuesday? The faults of the offensive the offensive line is not an issue. The offensive line has played really solid this year, believe it or not. But we need to keep it up. We need to keep it up against this New York Jets pass rush. So we need to keep Tua upright and continue to be great in the rushing game and just be good in the passing game. So we need consistent protection from the offensive line to win this game. Okay. Now we're going to transition over. We're going to transition over from the Dolphins offense to the Dolphins defense. And believe it or not, the Jets found a spark on offense with Tyrod Taylor and these new receivers. A.D. Mitchell from the Indianapolis Colts had a career game last week. 8 catches, 102 yards, and a touchdown. And John Mechie has been a good trade so far for the Jets. So these new receivers that the Jets got and Tyrod Taylor has ignited a spark into this Jets offense that I never thought I would say this year. But these guys have sparked up the Jets offense. So there's been some talk with Dolphins fans on Twitter, like, is the Dolphins defense really back? Are we at the point where we want them to be with its performances against the Commanders and the Saints, or are they just playing bad competition? I don't really know. We probably won't find that out until next week when we play the Steelers. But yeah, the Jets have a spark on offense now. That doesn't mean the Jets have a good offense, ladies and gentlemen. Overall, the Jets. I'm about to read you their numbers. They're not. They're not good. They're not good. So the Dolphins' defense is ranked 23rd with 345 and a half yards allowed per game. The Jets' offense is ranked 28th, 280 and a half yards per game on offense. The Dolphins' passing defense is ranked 13th, 221 yards per game allowed on the air or in the air. The Jets' passing offense dead last in the NFL, 170 yards per game through the air. Whether it's Justin Fields, whether it's Tyrod Taylor, they're not a good throwing football team. They're not good in the passing game. Where they are good is the rushing game. The Dolphins are 29th. The Jets are 7th. So what do you think the Jets are going to try to do in this game? The Jets are going to try to run the ball with Breece Hall, and they're going to probably have some designed runs for Tyrod Taylor too. So I just gave you key number 1. Stop the run. The Jets are ranked 7th in the NFL when it comes to running the football. And we can look back at the Week 4 matchup on Monday Night Football when Justin Fields was playing and this team had Braylon Allen. You guys remember that first drive? They absolutely demolished us on the ground. They were more physical on the ground. And if Jack Jones doesn't punch out the football on Braylon Allen, we lose that game. But in that game, Week 4, the Jets had 197 rushing yards on the ground. They dominated. They dominated on the ground. So you got to stop the run. Stop Breece Hall. Contain Tyrod Taylor. Because Tyrod Taylor is capable of running. Okay? Number 2. We need takeaways. We need more. The last couple weeks on defense against the Bills, against the Commanders, and against the Saints, the Dolphins have gotten 7 takeaways. Okay? I count the 2-point conversion interception because it was a 2-pointer. So they've had 7 turnovers in these last 3 games. And you see what happens when you get turnovers on defense. You win football games. You win. So the Dolphins need to go on the road. And what they've done at home the last couple weeks, they need to carry that on the road. They need to carry that momentum on the road. And they need takeaways. And finally, number 3, I need this defensive line to show up, man. I need pressure. I need some serious pressure on Tyrod Taylor. I'm talking about guys like Chop Robinson and Bradley Chubb and Zach Sealer and Jordan Phillips and Kenneth Grant. The Jets have some really good tackles. They have Armand Membu, and they have Olu Fasanu, who's really good. So the Jets have some really good tackles. Their guards, their interior offensive line, it's a little weak. So the Dolphins, they can get home at those inside the guards and the tackles. But they need to provide pressure. I think this needs to be a big game for the defensive line. And I got one more. I got one more for the whole team. Okay, the national media for the Dolphins have been talking about the weather all week. Not good in the cold. This can't win in cold games. You need to go into the mindset that you cannot worry about this weather. Your main focus has to be beating the Jets. And I'm not even going to say you need to make a statement because I said that last week and they barely won. You just need to win this game. I don't care what the score is. They can win 10-3. But they need to win this game. And the mentality for this game is we are not facing the cold weather. We are facing the New York Jets on Sunday. And I'll leave it at that. So, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel. Subscribe. We will have a vlog from MetLife Stadium up on the channel Sunday night probably. Once I get home from North Jersey. Again, when I get there, gonna go to the mall for a little bit with my girl. Take Alyssa to the mall, which she's never been to the American Dream Mall before. So that is somewhere I do want to take her for a little bit. And we'll be back there after the game, of course. And then we'll be home Sunday night. So, yeah. The vlog will be uploaded then on Sunday night. Be sure to tune in. Hopefully, it's a vlog of a Dolphins win. Because I'm telling you right now, if our season ends with a loss to the New York Jets, you thought when I crashed out when we lost to the Panthers was bad? This will be a whole new level of bad, of crashing out. So, they better win, or you're going to have a really, really crashed out Joseph Conlon Tuesday night here on the Big Fight Field channel. So subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on this game Sunday. The Dolphins, the Jets. Can the Dolphins make it 4 in a row and get to 6-7 on the season? Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me. Follow me on Twitter and TikTok, Conlon_Joseph. And I will see you guys with a vlog from MetLife Stadium cheering on our Miami Dolphins. Have a good night, stay safe, and as always, stay classy. And let's go Dolphins.